Welcome to another episode of the Global Green Action Project, a place where we get to meet amazing heroes doing great changes in the world to make it a more compassionate, kinder place through humanitarian, animal, and environmental initiatives. I'm your host, Jennifer. This is part two of a conversation on resiliency and life success with our special guest speaker, Iman Aghay. He's a serial entrepreneur, international speaker, and #1 best-selling author, just to name a few of his many expertise. He also can be found on the TEDx Talks, where his TEDx Talk is one of the world's top-rated speeches, which focuses on how to live a life with no regrets. Let's take a deep dive into his journey to success right now. If you were to give some advice to the youth that are out there hearing this, because they might be going through their struggles right now. A lot of them have just actually during this time right now, they're just finishing up their high school, and many of them, and they're going on to those next steps. Are there any golden nuggets that you might wish to share with them in terms of the next steps, having gone through what you've gone through?
Number one, know that you're just at the beginning of your life. I mean, I'm 37 and I always think like, oh my God, I've lived so much. No, we're just at the beginning of life, like there's another like 40, 50 years to live. And if you're 18, 19, 20 right now, know that you're at the beginning, like your life has just begun. And I know it doesn't feel like that to you, but it's a reality to this. And you are going to experience lots of ups and downs in your life. And know that you are on as much of a personal development journey as you are on a career journey. And the two journeys will actually grow you at the same time. So you may work a little bit on your personal development, get to know yourself a little bit better, do some work, and then you're like, that's the career I want to choose. And then you go choose that career, you go to it for 3 years or 4 years, and then you realize, oh crap, like, no, I don't want to do that. And that was a mistake. And then you learn some more about yourself, and then you learn more around about people that you like to work with, or the environments that you like to work with, or the type of people that you work with, and you will thrive with them. And then you're like, okay, so I'm going to go and do this thing. And then you do that thing for some time, and then that teaches you some more about you and who you are and what it is that you represent. And the more you do it, the more you actually get to know yourself. And the more you get to know yourself, the more your career changes. So you're on as much of a personal development journey as much as you're on a career journey. And a lot of people say to you that whatever you choose today is what you will end up doing. That is absolutely incorrect. Absolutely incorrect. I believe only 26% of people who go to college end up doing anything that they studied in the college, or something even remotely close to what they studied in the college. Around 75% of people who go to the college never do anything, never do anything related to what they studied. So if you're making this going to the college a big deal and like losing sleep over it, I just want to tell you, not that don't think about it, but there's only 25% chance that you will actually implement things that you're going to learn in the college and make any impact in your life in reality. What I want you to know is this: sometimes in life, you need to last enough to succeed. And lasting enough to succeed is same as what happened to me and my wife when we were new immigrants. I said, well, we were 17 days away from becoming homeless till I decided to start my business. Well, guess what? 13 days before that, 30 days away from becoming homeless, we had the option to buy 2 one-way tickets and go back to our home country. And we would never get to being 17 days away from becoming homeless because we had left, and then we would continue our life back home. where we had the money and everything else there. Except that that wasn't the dream. The dream was here, was making this work. And if I had given up 13 days before that point, I hadn't lasted enough to get to 17 days, to believe in myself, to start my business so I could get on the journey of building a 7-figure company. So I could give up 13 days before. What changed my life and resulted in me creating multiple $1 million companies several years later. And in life, sometimes you need to last enough to succeed. Had I given up 13 days before, I hadn't lasted enough to succeed. I'd given up on my dream. So, and that happens in a lot of different areas. You go to college, you have to last enough to succeed, meaning that you need to graduate. You go to job, and sometimes you're doing something that you don't want to do, but you keep doing it and you give your best to it. And your manager recognizes you and they give you a raise, or they give you another responsibility or another role, Had a person, actually, Jennifer, a few years back, we hired her, and she started as my assistant, which is kind of like one of the basic levels of the works that we have in the company. And she was hired on $16 per hour. So kind of just ever slightly over the minimum wage. And just a few weeks after she was hired, because she was working so well, her salary increased to $18 per hour. And just a few weeks later than that, she started getting flat salary, which kind of increased her income to about 25, 26 bucks per hour. And just a few months later, she started kind of improving her position and position and position. And she's my right-hand person today and making 6 figures. So, I mean, like, this is just in 2 years, a person going from, but she went fully in, she showed up, she did everything with excellence.